Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm the middle-aged gamer and I would like to start this video by saying thank you. Thank you so very much to everyone out there who's supported me on these videos that we're making with the likes, comments and subscriptions and views overall. I would seriously implore you, please subscribe to the channel if you've not. This channel, like I say, is for you guys, and like I say, you guys are all awesome, and let's see how big we can make this channel grow. Now, as you can tell by the title of this video, we're having a look today at Tokyo Marui's MP5A5 AEG. It's their brand new next generation recoil shock, where they've totally reinvented the recoil shock. And by that, you can tell here, the M system, which is your magnetical fire control system inside it, meaning it's got a MOSFET, and this is the only AEG that Tokyo Marui will literally guarantee to run a LiPo. Now, from there, as you can see, we can have a look at this lovely box. It's great, it's got lovely textures and that, but let's see if we can open it up. So we just give it a waggle, we can flip that over. As you can see, here's your instruction manual, which is really nice. For those of you who own an MP5 for real, especially in the military side, you'll see your usual Japanese with some targets. With those you can enter a free gun in Japan and that, and you get your manual. This is your lovely operator's manual, which also serves as your warranty book and your service book. So in the real steel, so at the back your pages would be for what work you've had done. This is just your manual for TM, but it's nice that they replicated that feel, and even the paper feels premium quality. As you can see, we move over now to the MP5 itself. It's lovely displayed on this, packaging, and it's lovely secured by these Velcro straps. You get one magazine, even though it shows a picture of another one. There was originally two. That is due to this gun being released in 2021, and the COVID, pandemic halted supplies for a lot of materials, made everything so hard. So instead of having two like it was supposed to, they shoved the dummy in there and gave you only one. From there, you have your accessory box. If we pop this open, you'll find a bag of BBs, your rear sight adjustment tool, and a Allen key for your motor height. You get your barrel plug and the instructions of how to put that on without damaging your gun. Not that you will, because this thing is built like a rock. Now, we close that all back down, and we can take this and yeet, get rid of that. Now, you get your tri-lug adapter there, which is great because it's 14mm counterclockwise thread. You can fit any of your little suppressor stroke tracers on there, and all day long you can whack it on and off. If you can find yourself a muzzle adapter that's tri-lug, this will fit, which is really good. If you want to have a lot of HK guns, for instance, or even an AR that's just got a tri-lug system set up, you screw on that muzzle device, you can just swap between the two without having to worry about buying more or damaging the gun. Keep on and off with the threads. No one likes it looking all scratched to hell. From there, as you can see, you've got the brand new MP5. Now, this is phenomenal. They've worked from the ground up on this gun to make sure that it fits, your requirements properly. As a professional gamer, this really is like picking up something that's pro out the box. Now, speaking of which, as you pick it up, first thing you'll notice is the weight. This thing is heavy. Made of stamped aluminum on the same press as the real steel, giving you the exact, dimensions as the real one, meaning that any of their foregrips or stocks will be compatible with this. Their rear sights, if you can get yourself a real HK sight, you can whack that on if you wish, although Tokyo Marui have replicated a lovely, positive, locking rear sight, which is phenomenal. The rear sling lead is steel, rear takedown pin is steel. This is a two-position stock. You've got open or closed. The reason behind that is this model was based on the final 2002/2004 production model, back when they realized that most people have tri-lug suppressors that want a HK because they're just renewing the old ones that they have in service and replacing them, so they don't need to fit a thread. If you want one, you can ask HK, they will fit it, but for military, it doesn't come. Now, again, like I say, this is phenomenal. Now, the actual grip area and main motor inside there, but this grip area is made of nylon fiber glass reinforced nylon fiber polymer, giving you the correct feel and texture and the thin dimensions of the real one. It feels pretty much spot on. It has a 38/3900 RPM motor in there. That's custom fitted. It's a nice compact motor in there, but really designed for this gun. Again, another brand new part. You have your full fire control group for safe, semi, 3-round burst, and full auto. And as you can hear, lovely positive clicks. There's a micro switch trigger, if I remember rightly. It's a digital trigger. So, yep, you can just hear the nice tactile click click behind. As I say, it has a new magnetic fire control system, meaning the gear that are in there are steel, so please don't replace them. You don't need to. They are professional, high-grade steel gears in there that have been custom fitted to this gun. You have a tight new piston head design for this gun, for a tight seal, with a new, I would say, nozzle on there, steel tooth where it needs to be. The AOE has been absolutely worked on this gun to be perfect. And like I say, so the MOSFET in this and the magnet on the controllers, the fire controls and the gears work hand in hand to make sure that every trigger pull means it's not going to bind up. If you double tap this, it won't bind your gears. You won't have to switch it to full auto to unbind it and get in trouble with your local site. With this, you leave it on semi and spam that trigger as much as you want. The gun will always try to tell you, hey, come on, is this as fast as you can go? I can go faster. Now, from there, markings wise, we have the, if we can try and get it in light, the caliber 9x19, which is quite nice. It's correct. You've got your third sling point there. On the top, sadly, I put my SEMA claw mount because this is 1:1 in scale. The actual claw mounts that fit are SEMA, VFC, or Tokyo Marui's brand new claw mount. Under there, it says MP5A5, your serial number. I'm not sure if I can get it in focus, but you can just see there, you've got your proof markings stamped in there as well, with the German Bundeswehr antlers and so on. On this side, you have your made in Japan, Tokyo Marui ASG on there. Let's see if I can try and get it in for you. There we go. Oh, there we are. Which is not as realistic because it should say made in Germany, vehicular and coke. But, well, beggars can't be choosers after all. Again, full ambi controls, mag release button there, which is quite nice. And you've got your paddle release there. Now moving forward, you have your charging handle, which actually works. Again, they do have a bolt stop, stroke fire stop on this. So the last round, your bolt will go forward and give you that simulated, oh, I'm out, and stop working. By which, rack the charging handle back, mag out, and you can slap it all day long. And yes, you can actually HK slap it, so up, and give it a good whack. Now, if we do lock that back, flip it back round, you'll find your brand new rotary hop, which is really nice and, I would say, durable in there. A lot better than before. None of that little levers and stuff. And you can see the bolt will reciprocate as it fires, so that's good. Nylon fiber handguard, perfectly fine. Metal front sight, everything on this gun is metal that should be. And your muzzle. Now, with this, like I say, it is LiPo ready, so the battery you'll want to get is this one. Comes in its lovely little polymer case. You can pick them up off Amazon for about £17. This is 1300 milliamp hours 7430 cell. I would definitely recommend getting this one because this is dimensionally the same as what's going to come this year, and also the Mini S. It's a little bit smaller than that. Now, let's see if we can get this fitted, and we'll see what we can do there. So, pop your pin, drop that steel pin out the way, and pull out your handguard. From there, take your battery, we'll connect that, slide your battery in at the back there, lock it on, knocking my camera again, and we tuck those wires in As we do that, we should be able to get things in enough. Maybe need to just pump that up there, separate the wires. This is the one thing that I hated about this gun when it came, is learning how to do it. And even after a year, you still don't figure it out. But as you can see, it's in. Now, this does have a dry fire mode where you can do that. And as you can see, you now have a blinking blue light, meaning I can show you that if we put it to semi, one shot, there is no way you're going to bind this gear up. 3-round burst. As you can see, the gun shakes a lot. There's a nice kick due to its 300 gram bolt reciprocating. Yeah. Nice working gun. Now to undo it, you can do it there. Trigger dead until you lock it in, lock it back. As you can see, bolt goes forward, bang, and doesn't do anything else. It kills the trigger. So, with that done, let's have a look at the magazine. The magazines are aluminum. They are quite durable, lightweight, not real weighted like the VFC gas blowback ones, but they do the job. You do have the witness hole stamped in there for real rounds, but there's no real rounds in it, so they're just there for display. If you unscrew the base point right here, okay, you'll be able to take out the insert, and there's a little switch. You can lock it to 30 if you want to go milsim. The magazines, like I say, are about £28 each, which are not bad. They're actually on par with other next-gen mags and so on out there, or decent mags. They do fit and feed, and they will feed every single BB, which is good, because the amount of times I've wasted BBs pulling that trigger and trying to get it, to shoot correctly, oh my god, it is unbelievable. Now, with that said, let's take it to the chronograph and shoot some rounds over there and do a little accuracy test at 20 meters. Okay, so today we're going to use 0.2 gram BBs and 7.4 LiPo. So let's have a look at what we can do. Switch to fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're looking at 290s into the 300s if you take the hop off. I've got mine hopped for long distance. If you're doing CQB, you can take it off, so get easily 300. It's still more than normal. Let's see what full auto rate of fire is. Let's see if we can read it. Yeah, that's not bad. It's a decent rate of fire with a higher average on the FPS. Okay. So let's take this back now to 20 meters and let's have a look. As you can see, it's not bad results. They're all where I've full auto burst it. That's really good. Okay, so we're back here at the tabletop, and to be honest with you, I'm really impressed with this. The internals are just amazing, and the question basically, is it worth the money that you pay for one of these? Hell yeah. I mean, what you're getting out of the box is MOSFET installed. You buy yourself a SEMA Platinum, you're going to upgrade the MOSFET, that's a couple of £100 there, plus fitting costs by a techie if you don't do it yourself. And when you do it yourself, you end up messing it up anyway. Custom fitted steel gears, that's another bit of money. Piston and all that stuff, more money. You know, whichever way you look at it, 3900 RPM compact motor in there. It's one of those that by the time you've spent all the money anyway, you're not even going to have the recoil side of things if you bought one of the SEMAs are out, and you're already at the money of this. So you're getting basically a pro spec gun out of the box, and that to me is surely going to be, I would say, worth more to the shooter out there or the airsoft enthusiast. And this gun really is. I mean, like I say, it runs phenomenal. You know, you can hear by the triggers, you can constantly keep up. You're no longer at a disadvantage where you're having to plan your shots. You can actually lead, and if you put a tracer on this, you're basically leading your target into it. It's really good. But yeah, it's just fun to use. As you can see, I fit a T1 style optic on mine. It looks kind of cool, especially when you get your suppressor on there as well. You know, weight wise, it's about the same as my steel MP5K from VSC, which again is supposed to be 1-to-1 on the weight side of things, you know. And it's like, they are heavy guns. You don't realize how heavy these old 80s stroke 90s guns were. But obviously this is made out of aluminum, etc. People are worried about the charging handle breaking. It's not. It's a steel actual cross pin that holds this in. They made it so, as you can see, you can, with your little pinky, do the first half of the bolt there, and then the rest is you pushing the bolt back. That takes off a lot of the mass from the bolt slinging it forward when you release it, and it sort of like just softens. There's a nice little way of buffering it before it hits the receiver. So no, you're not going to break it. If you do, you've done something catastrophically wrong. The handguard, I've heard some people cracking. That's generally due to poor fitment or choice of battery. That's what will crack here at the bottom where it's sonic welded the two halves together, because that's how they are made in the real steel. They're sonic welded together. But again, I can digress on that all day long. I've heard Tokyo Marui are working on new handguards, an M-lock and a light bearing one. So you'll have the pressure sensor up here and the light at the bottom. I'll probably get one of those when it comes. You know, like I say, it's compatible with other stocks if you want to go down that route. You know, and like I say, the only other problem I've heard is people swapping the battery from Mini Tamiya to Dean's and blowing the MOSFET. You know, anyone who does half a minute's worth of research will find out, don't do it. It's not meant for Dean's. It was never designed that way. They spent billions in R&D, but just not really there for you, you know? So, again, just don't do it. It's not worth it. That's my opinion, to be honest with you. Yes, but it is true. You put Dean's on this, you change the voltage current going through. It's a slightly, how would I say, stronger current through Dean's. That's why many people like them. I'll say many. The vast majority of airsoft guns are always manufactured with Mini Tamiya anyway. You know, they're always going to choose the lowest, how would you say, the safest option for them, for the manufacturer. But I do believe that the new one that's coming is going to be even better than Dean's. I say coming because it's out now in Japan, but the rest of the world, it's going to be spring next year before we get hold of it. And when we do, like I say, I'll thoroughly get one. I'll put it through this gun for a full review on that, just to show you what that works as it comes. But yeah, other than that, this thing is magic. You've got great accuracy. I mean, you saw where I burst, which is all here. And you can see where it's gone at range. It's pretty much here with the odd little flyer, which it's BBs. It's a small 6mm spherical ball. It's not rifled in any way. So the odd flyer is fine, but generally, you know, you're looking at about a 1 to 1.5 inch group. 2 inches at worst. Again, the hop is perfect. It holds its hop every single time. It doesn't unback itself out, which is brilliant. You know, it's just a really good gun, and it's certainly well worth your, how to say, your hard-earned money. You know, if you're after an MP5 and you don't want to go down the gas blowback route, this is the way to go. You get the joys of gas blowback with its recoil that's going to guarantee to work. It's been really robustly engineered, and you get a satisfying kick from it. You've got high performance gears in there that are basically, say high performance, but how do you say, upgraded gear set is the best way of calling it. An upgraded motor in there already out the box, all properly fitted by people who actually know what they're doing and are going to actually warranty it. Because most people say, oh yeah, I'll give you a warranty when you get a techie to do it. And then they say, oh, but you did this and that's not warranted, and they find a way out of it. With TM, they never do. If it breaks, you give it back, you know, sort of thing. Mainly for Japanese people, but generally with that sort of mentality, everyone sort of like wants one. So yeah, it's really good. Underneath here, I forgot to say, you do get your speed loader. It's one of the old traditional tube speed loaders, and a cleaning and unjamming rod that comes with. But other than that, this is amazing, you know. It's a great MP5. Like I say, I'm more of a gas blowback. All my primaries are like my Mark 18 gas blowback or my 416 gas blowback, you know. They're all gas operated. I just like gas blowback guns, but obviously for the days where it's absolutely cold, gas is expensive at the moment, you know, having a little AEG to zip around the site with keeps you in the game, as they say, so you're not losing too much. With that said, I've been Middle Aged Gamer. You guys have been awesome. Thank you again for your support. I'll see you in the next one.